Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Dizzy Quilts and Sews. Welcome to episode 89 of hashtag Friday Sews. Well, as you know, Friday Sews is a little bit about what we've been doing in the sewing room and a little bit about life. It's meant to be an informal, almost conversations between us and all of you. So, what have I been up to? Well, quite a bit. I've been down here a lot this week, although I think on Tuesday night, my first week back at the office last week just caught up with me and I ended up going to bed at 8 o'clock Tuesday night. So no sewing took place at all Tuesday. But I did get a chance to sew over the weekend and pretty much every other night this week. So I managed to get two things done and dusted. So the first thing was my sampler quilt along. So the little baby quilt I want to make with everybody. The kickoff video went live on the channel on Sunday. And thank you so much for all of you who watched and told me you were going to play along. The response so far has been just amazing. So I'm super excited, and block 1 is going to be released here on the channel on the 28th of January. Between now and then, though, you'll have a couple of videos, short ones I think, giving you a few tips and tricks on how to prepare and press and cut your fabric, and some of the what I would call essential tools for a beginner quilter. There's a lot of, I don't want to call them gimmicks. They're not gimmicks. I can't remember what the word is, but there are a lot of toys you can basically get when you start getting into quilting or sewing, really. But yeah, you can keep it pretty basic if you want to. And I would strongly suggest that you do. Just don't overcomplicate things and don't go out and buy a ton of expensive tools. So that's what that video is going to be all about. So I'm super excited about that series that kicked off on Sunday and is going to continue for, a few months until we get that baby quilt done. Another thing I completed is my Tobin sweater by Cashmerette in the green sweater knit I got from Minerva. I talked about that in my plans video on Tuesday just past. And I have a full pattern review where I talk about both the fabric and the pattern. I like to do a pattern review after I've worn the garment for a little while. So I wore my sweater all day before filming the pattern review, and that's going to come out on the channel on Tuesday next week. So that's finished. So a sweater all done, my kickoff for the quilt along all done, and I also got the muslin for Marianne's dress all done. So I used some quilting cotton. I didn't put in the zipper in the muslin because I have one 22-inch invisible zipper and I'm trying not to order anything. So I didn't put the zipper in. When she comes over to try it on, I'll just kind of pin it on her. But she is coming over, fingers crossed, on Saturday to try on her dress. And a few of you have asked me to share the progress of making that dress. So the muslin, the fitting, the adjustments, and then completing the final garment. So Marianne graciously agreed to do that. So we will film her try on and whatever adjustments I need to make to the pattern. So I'm excited. And I said, fingers crossed she's going to come over on Saturday, because in the forecast is another snowstorm for us on Saturday. And although, we're used to driving in the snow over here, and she is a very good driver, I always worry when she's out in a storm, so I might tell her to stay home and we'll postpone the fitting to Sunday. But at some point this weekend, hopefully she'll be able to come over and try the muslin. And by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about in terms of the Tobin sweater or Marianne's dress, I'll put a link to my January plans video down below. Maybe I'll even put a card somewhere up here. And you can go check those out if you want to, or check that out if you want to. In terms of plans, after Marianne tries on the dress and I do the adjustments to the pattern, I need to study before I cut into the fabric, because you'll remember I'm using a plaid, a really cute pink and gray plaid for her dress. So I need to research and study plaid matching. And thank you all so much for those of you who gave me recommendations for videos to check out. So I'm definitely going to try Whitney's video from Tomcat Stitchery, and I've got a couple others in mind that I can try as well. So that's definitely plan number one. I want to get that dress, as much of it done as I can. Then I have my Think Pink project. So I think I mentioned it in my January plans. I got my box. The fabric has now been washed and cut, and I'm planning to sew up the project this weekend so that I can film the video next week. So yeah, so that's definitely a top priority for me. I want to get that done and dusted because I want to start wearing what I decided to make with it. So that's a priority for the next week. And also I am super excited because Michelle from Michelle Sews Again, her and I have been trying to organize a collaboration between the two of us for what seems like forever now. We talked about a couple of different patterns. We finally agreed on one, the one we're gonna do. And so I want to start working on that because that video is going to come out at some point at the end of January. And I'm going to link to Michelle's channel below. If you don't know who she is, I'm sure you do. If you follow me, chances are you follow Michelle. But just in case you don't, definitely go check her out because that's going to be a pretty fun collaboration. So those are basically my top three. My Think Pink box, my collaboration with Michelle, and hopefully Marianne's dress. Well, at least progress on her dress. And all of that needs to happen in the next week or so. Yeah, so hoping it's all going to work out for me. Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, who is the creator of the hashtag Friday Sews, she always puts a question out in our Facebook group to kind of, just prompt a conversation with all of you. And I really liked this week's question. So it is, what was your favorite make from 2023? So I actually sat down yesterday and flipped through all of my pictures because I usually take at least one picture of every make. And so I flipped through my 2023 makes, and I think it has to be the Vernon shirt I made. I think it was the November fabric from the Think Pink boxes, and I'll put a picture of it. But oh my goodness, do I love that shirt. First of all, I love the pattern, and I'll definitely be making more, but that fabric was just absolutely stunning. I wore it a few times. I wore it for work. I wore it once to go out. I absolutely love that blouse or that shirt. So yeah, I think that would definitely have to be my top make. I mean, I tried a lot of different things this year. I tried some trousers that really didn't work out. And then I made a lot of basics. Like I made a lot of Concord t-shirts. I made some, Rhapsody blouses. I made a bunch of very nice basics, but they're all pretty basic things this Vernon shirt in that gorgeous, gorgeous fabric was, yeah, at the top of my list, definitely. So what about you? What was your favorite make of 2023 and why was it your favorite? I'd love to know, so put that in the comments below. As far as the life segment of this video, well, I have absolutely nothing to share. It's been very slow around here. It's just been all about work and nothing else. It's going to get a little busier towards the end of January, but for now it's just, I don't know, it's almost as though people are just now getting over the holidays. So there's not much happening, which is good. I'm not mad about it. The first week at work last week was rough. This week's not been much better, so I'm kind of happy that the social calendar is a bit on the quieter side. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for me this week. I hope you've all had a fabulous week, and I hope you have a great, great weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please give the video a like on your way out if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and I will see you soon.